especially in times, tight budget times that we face, moving forward with the extension at this time. This contract is good for the department and for the children that we bus. It will help us provide the financial and operational benefits that we have never been able to obtain before with the bus companies. This is a 3-year deal, allows us to negotiate with individual vendors as opposed to negotiating with all vendors as a block. That's a big deal because that's the way we can maximize our negotiating authority. It'll ensure greater competition in the future, allowing us to put up portions of the routes as opposed to all 6,700 routes at one time. We want to increase the ability for the department to change routes to better meet needs of students by improving efficiency and saving money, and there are real cost savings. If we don't do business with Logan, we estimate it'll cost the department a minimum of $20 million over 3 years.
You're making it possible for other members of the public to give comments. Please refrain from doing that. We're going to try to hear from everybody who signed up for comment on all the subjects at the appropriate time. Please allow other speakers to talk.
Point of order. Secretary is out of order. It's not your meeting to manage. The chairman doesn't want to manage. David, if you want to manage the meeting, fine. It's not Michael's meeting to manage.
Let me tell you, I cannot even hear you. Say it again, please.
Robert, rules of order. We need the copy.
The board secretary is out of order in attempting to manage the meeting. It is your responsibility as chairman. If you don't want to do it, you can resign.
Instead of stop allowing people to sign up to speak, we'll have to just start the vote and without letting the speakers to speak. So please observe the order. Please observe order. Now the next speaker is Secretary
Stephen Shaw. Mr. Shaw.
Yes, thank you. I represent a number of bus companies. I am here to speak against the Logan contract. What you are being asked to do is wrong, and I believe that if you approve the proposed contract, you will be breaching your responsibilities. The press this week has described the fact that this contract is with a company that got the contracts by paying bribes. I have passed around a written statement, and I asked the chairman, there are copies for all the members of the committee, to hand out my written statement and to hand out the New York Times and the Daily News articles describing the bribery that you are seeking to reward by doing no-bid contracts with the people who got contracts by having paid bribes. The statement that this ended when the father died, Mr. Logan died, is controverted by the sworn testimony at a criminal trial, and we have the transcripts and we have the sworn testimony, and these bribes for these contracts, if you're seeking to renew without bidding, went on through the federal investigation in 2007.
Mr. Short, if you could bring your comments to a close.
Okay, under the circumstances here, we ask you to vote against this, but I will tell you that if you vote for it, we already have a complaint. We have spoken with the city attorneys. We will be in court tomorrow seeking an order to show cause, and Chancellor Klein, your name as the person offended. I think what you are trying to do.
The original proprietor, Richard Logan Sr., I believe he's deceased now in 2005. His son-in-law essentially took over the company, and he had been fully cooperating with the U.S. Attorney. And again, in active consultation with the U.S. Attorney, we've learned about that, and we've decided that they could, in fact, be rehabilitated. They've been clean for some time. And very importantly, in order to ensure that's going to happen, because it's not a question of trust, there's something called an IPSIG, which is essentially a monitor. And the way that works is...
Yeah, this is a large contract, $200 million per year. Can you explain why we've chosen not to use competitive bidding? Yeah. And specifically, can you address the point, the information that only came out on Monday when I asked the same question, that there's pending litigation against us because of competitive bidding for bus contracts?
I'll ask our legal counsel to answer that question.
There are two reasons. I think I can speak to the legal one. As far as operationally, Mr. Wilson may be able to address this better than I. Operationally, as was pointed out, the contracts committee meeting it's not really easy to put out an entire to get the city bus contract at one time. One problem we are dealing with here as a long-term strategy is the fact that if all the contracts end at the same time, doing a bid becomes very difficult. As a legal matter, the position we are in is that when we had last year transferred over to...
Yeah, this is a very complicated proposal, contract here, and my concern, and the reason I'll be voting against it, is that very little of this information that the panel needs to make a judicious decision was provided to us in any kind of timely fashion. This information about litigation was only offered because I asked about it. The first thing that we should have seen, and I still haven't seen, is an assessment of Logan's performance under the current contract, especially in the area of safety violations, abuse, misconduct. This is a time when we have to hold the vendors accountable. Accountability can't just be for teachers and students within the standardized testing. So I don't see the point of it's indefensible for me to approve a contract with an existing vendor when no formal assessment has been done of that vendor's performance. The second issue, besides the litigation, is I understand that a number of the busing vendors, there are various different proceedings against them, default hearings and like. None of that's been disclosed to the panel here. So again, this may be a very smart thing to do. It's that without the proper information, the panel, I'm not in a position to say this is the right thing or wrong thing. So I'm disappointed that we wouldn't postpone this a month, but I'm going to vote against this because, frankly, I haven't seen the case made for suspending competitive bidding and proceeding with this particular contract.
Okay, any other comments?
I feel the same way, where we need some more information. I have three issues. One of my biggest issues that I was looking for is quality. How we can actually know and be assured that our children are safe while they're in these buses, that the routes are efficient, because we have children on the buses for long periods of time, 1 to 2 hours to get to school that's really close by. And I really wanted some more assurance on, will this company guarantee us more efficiency in our routes? Are children safe within these buses? And because that's what I really wanted to postpone, is because I wanted this information so I could be more sure that that we have efficiency, that even though we have costs, that as well,